All right, so I'm back with another Discmania release review. I have the new S-Line DD1 here, and to compare to it, I have the Horizon DD1, which I believe is from last year. These are both in pretty good condition, this one being brand new, this one being slightly used or brand new, I don't know, it was given to me. But we're gonna test these out. I believe this is supposed to be pretty overstable in terms of the flight numbers. It's an 11.5 -1.2, so this is the first review I'm doing for the Discmania discs that are actually the same flight numbers, same name for both discs. They were going from 2 to 1, and now they're just going from 1 to 1. So this is supposed to be a slower and flippier or less stable DD3. And I did see your comments about me not releasing on hyzer, and you're probably a little bit right, so I'm gonna try not to do that this time. Anyway, we're back at Shadow Pines. We're playing Blues Hole 1 here. I'm gonna try and put it on a hyzer here, forehand. And yeah, let's just see how it goes. I have no idea how these fly. I've never thrown them before. We're gonna go with the new one first, old one second. I think they're supposed to be pretty stable, so I'm gonna try and put them through the left gap over that hill and then come out right. And then I'll have a big hyzer up the fairway after. Oh, that was really bad. Oh, all right. I just threw that poorly, but it is pretty stable. All right, let's try and put this one in a better spot. I'll go for the right gap this time. Get through. Nice. It's pretty up there. All right, it's pretty stable. All right, this one hit a little early. Honestly, just gonna try to get it up there for a par because I'm not getting there in 2. I'll try and jam up a backhand, but there are people walking in my fairway. They're literally just throwing their discs in the fairway and then they're not even playing this hole. They're not even looking at me. All right, here we go. Ah, that sucked. All right, first impressions, I think they both flew pretty similar. I just threw one worse, and I also just threw that second one super nose up, so I'll try and throw this a little bit better. Too far left. First putt of the day. Knew I would do that. Oh. Always warm up your putts. All right, got some terrible putts out of the way there, and some terrible throws too. Definitely threw my backhands way too nose up. Gotta trust the disc there, but no warm up at all, so that explains that. Hole 3, blues. Kind of doing the same layout I did before. I'm gonna change it up a little bit towards the end, but got a couple of long holes here so I can test out this 11 speed. 345 forehand, you know the deal. We're just gonna try and put it up there. These are stable, so I should be able to just rip on them. I'm not feeling like I'm throwing super far right now. S-Line, new one. Too much hyzer, not enough power. Flat, flat. That's so much better, but I think I pulled it way too far. That's pretty good. I went far. All right, so this is my second shot. About 350 pin high on a forehand when I didn't warm up at all. I'd say that's pretty good because my forehand is not good if I don't warm up. Now, can I big putt myself from the last hole? Of course I can. All right, this one came up pretty short because I put it on so much hyzer. I probably got like a 60-footer here. So, I mean, yeah, if you actually have power on your forehand, or if you're me with a bit more warm up, it's a great forehand disc so far. Oh my gosh. All right, we're done with these forehand testers. It's a good forehand disc. It's definitely not as flippy as the CD one. And yes, it is flippy. Yes, I don't know how to throw a hyzer, but here we're gonna throw a hyzer, or kind of flat actually, and let it stable out at the end. This is normally the type of disc I would throw on this hole. This should be pretty good. You wanna just hang it out over the hazard on the right, and then have it dump out at the end, you're right at the basket. This is 330 uphill, I'll probably play like 360. Ah, that's so good if I didn't throw it so far left. That's in the hazard. That was actually really good. Just aimed bad. Now come back. No. Oh, I threw it so far right. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to save par on one of these. Probably not this one, because it's really far, and I don't have a stance at all. We're gonna straddle right, so I'm kind of up the hill a little bit. All right, this feels makeable. Oh my gosh. All right, one thing I can tell you for sure right now, it is most definitely not the discs. It is me. I am throwing them poorly. It seems like they're fairly stable. They're not like crazy overstable. The flight numbers are pretty true. It is not as fast as a destroyer, but it is pretty fast, and it will go out there. There's a little bit of turn to it. So we're gonna test them out a little bit more on this longer hole here. 610, par 4, hole 5 whites. Let's start with the S-line. Let me just talk about the feel real quick. Flashing is pretty much the same on both. Yeah, like pretty much the same. The S-line feels really stiff. Like, I don't know if the disc that I had before was more beat in, but the S-line here that I'm holding feels more stiff than this Horizon plastic, honestly. And the S-line that I threw last week for the CD1, the old CD2, it was like very flexible. So I don't know, maybe this will beat in, but it kind of feels like it's really stiff. Should just throw this flat, get it out there. Oh, that's money. That was really good. Hit a tree up there, but that was good. I'm gonna try to replicate that as good as I can with this other one. Horizon DD1 now. Oh, that's so good. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's a dependable disc right there. First one hit this tree. Second one is up there a little bit. You can probably see it just off camera. I got just enough room to swing through on a backhand. I'm like 270 away. I'm just gonna throw buds from both of these spots up there. Should be pretty easy. Oh, it's a 2-footer. Man, I just totally love testing myself on 25 footers on camera. Why not miss a bunch of putts in front of thousands of people? Oh, not today though. All right, I wasn't sure if I was gonna play this one, but I think it actually could be a pretty good disc for this because it should have the stability to come back. So hole 6 blues here, I'm gonna put it on a hyzer forehand and try to get it back to the basket. We'll see if it can really have that like really decent amount of hyzer to get it back, because normally I'll kind of turn over a little bit halo destroyer on this hole. So I'm gonna put it on hyzer, I'm not gonna turn it over, but let's see if it gets all the way to the basket. Let's see if I can throw a forehand as well. Oh, that was actually gonna be really good. I just threw it bad. Let's try and keep it a little bit lower. Oh wow, that was really lucky. Not a good throw by me. All right, big anhyzer putt here. I'm terrible at these. Give it a good run though. Straddle anhyzer. It's like my double whammy on a putt I'm not gonna make. And I put it on hyzer anyways. I hit the same tree anyways. All right, second one snuck through everything, made it past the trees, slightly above pin high. We got a pretty routine putt here. Oh, I like stumbled a little bit there. Routine putt, right? All right, hole 8 blues, 375. Got to ride the right side, hyzer out, you're at the basket. It's a little bit downhill at the end. This is honestly a disc I feel like I could throw on this hole. Maybe a little bit of flat to Annie out of your hand to then hyzer out at the end. Try to get a full flight out of it. Oh, not enough anhyzer. No, I put way too much anhyzer on at that time. I'm gonna try to attempt to preserve what little daylight I have left. Just gonna go to hole 10 blues here. Just try to put it as far as I can. I think this will be a good disc for it. So I'll start with the S line. Yep. Well, that goes. That goes. All right, Horizon DD1. Oh, I tried to throw it hard and I put it on anhyzer. Still pretty far though, just not on target. Horizon DD1, a little short. I'm just gonna spike it up on that hill. I threw that way too high. Turns out the S line was pretty short. I guess I didn't throw it that hard, or it doesn't go that far, but with a little more anhyzer like the other one, it went pretty far. I'm just gonna spike it up over these trees. Same issue as the other one, just left it way left. All right, we got 2 long putts here, and it's getting harder to see the basket in this lighting. Oh, just short. There we go. All right, time to put these discs to the ultimate test. I'm sure the footage looks pretty grainy. I have the ISO turned way up because apparently it takes way longer to film this video than I thought, and I don't have any sunlight left. So we gotta get about 420 to 430-ish, slightly downhill to get past this. I'm pretty tired. Let's see if these discs can carry me and make it past that. Can I throw out past 420 while tired with a disc I don't know how to throw? Or will I be getting it wet? Oh yeah. Yeah, that one about 450-ish, I don't know. All right, let's see if we can do the same with this one. I think, final verdict, I guess, I think this one's a bit flippier. So I'm gonna put it on pretty much the same angle there because that didn't really flip up too much. Oh boy. It hit something. It went way right. I turned it over. I knew I was gonna do that. I knew it. And there she is. Just a bit short in the gross water, which I can't get it out of. Oh my God. What is that? It is right next to me. Okay, I'll get away from you, whatever you are. All right, finished this one off, a little buzz up shot. Didn't quite go as far as I thought it did. Probably around 450, maybe like 420, 430 without the downhill. Considering I'm pretty tired and it's only an 11 speed, it's not quite like a 12, 13 speed, pretty good. This thing goes pretty far, definitely bombs. If I can clear that pond, I'd say it's a pretty good disc. Just try to get this up here, and just full disclaimer, you're not gonna be able to see this. It is too dark outside, and that is my bad. I hit a tree. All right, I was able to get somewhere with some lighting so I could finish this video. So yeah, that's the new Discmania DD1. I mean, it's nice. It's a good disc. I'm very impressed with it. It definitely has more stability than the CD1. I was able to kind of put some anhyzer and it would come back pretty easily. Could still hyzer flip it a little bit. Could hold a lot of torque. It can go pretty far for an 11 speed. I mean, this thing definitely rivals the DD3 even in terms of distance. DD3 is gonna go a little bit further and be able to handle more power. This thing is no joke. I would say it's more stable than the old Horizon DD1. I don't know much about the Horizon DD1. I mean, it is pretty stable, but I'd say this new one is more stable. And this is just S-line. I don't really know about the C-line, if they're gonna have this in C-line, but just for an S-line, it's pretty stiff and it's like not really pop top. It's like kind of flat on top, but it's a very dependable disc, at least from what I can tell so far. Yeah, check it out, pick up your own. Great disc, super dependable, very impressed. Might put it in my bag at some point. I'm very happy with it. See you next time. Peace.